My name is Sofia Ehlde, and I'm the Innovation Director of Oatly. I've been in the company since 1999, so that was before Oatly was launched as a brand. And I've been having some different roles in the company. I worked with product development the first years, and then when we built our own factory, I was factory manager. And now since 2013, I'm Innovation Director, which means responsible for research and development, making new products, improving products and processes. And thank you so much for inviting me to this. I'm not an AI specialist. That's not why I'm here. I'm here because Foodtech is something that we identify us with as a company, and we think it's extremely important that we put a lot of focus on Foodtech to solve the great challenges that we face with the climate change. And I would actually like to start with some definitions because of this. And to me and to us, Foodtech is actually a broader definition. It's the use of technology to create new food solutions. And technology can be all kinds of technology. It can be technology with processing and biotechnology, enzyme technology, which we use, and digital technology, nanotechnology, AI, etc. So I think it's important that we keep in mind that we need to look at it at a broader picture to really achieve new solutions. And the most important field of Foodtech is sustainable Foodtech. That is the use of technology to create new food solutions that have less environmental impact than traditional food solutions. That is what I want to focus on in this talk. And we, Oatly, are an example of a sustainable Foodtech innovation. So I would like to tell you our story and in the end conclude to what we find important. So we are actually a company built on the idea of change. It's built on the insight that 75% of the world's population cannot or will not tolerate cow's milk. And that was an insight that led to that there must be another way to fulfill the need and to make a better and more sustainable solution. So these researchers at Lund University set out to find a way to produce a new solution, and tried lots of different Swedish raw materials and found that oat had a very good composition and quality to make an oat drink perfectly designed for human needs. So the enzyme technology became the tool to make oats liquid. And this liquid oat base is a base for our products, and it's an innovation, the first innovation that we made. So, originating from these visionary researchers in the early 90s, the world's first oat drink was invented, and the technology was patented and company founded in '94. So, liquid oats is a base, not only a drink, but it's a base for sustainable and healthy food. So, our liquid oat technology based on enzymes is unique in many respects. We preserve the natural cholesterol-lowering abilities of oat fibers, beta-glucans. And also, what's very interesting is that the oat in itself has a very balanced composition, which is good for a basic food. And we also, with our technology, give it a smooth mouthfeel and a balanced sweetness without adding sugars. So it's a great base for making lots of different things. And we are a bunch of oat nerds. We really think that oats is fantastic, and we only do oats. So we don't focus on a lot of other materials in our base, but we do oats in many different ways. So we have a whole portfolio of dairy foods based on oats, and this is what it is for us. We want to find in every occasion where you need, where you choose today traditionally a milk product, we want to have an alternative to make people more easy change to plant-based. And just a few words on the milestones. I won't talk so much about this, but we started in '94 and we launched the oat drink. And I joined the company in '96, and at that time we thought that we were too small of a company to make all these things, oat ice cream, oat cream and everything. So we thought that we were going to be an ingredient supplier to sell our oat base to all these bigger companies. But nobody was interested. It was too early, it was too much of a niche. And looking back, we were very happy that they didn't go for it, because then we decided to do it on our own and build our own portfolio, our own brand. And it's been a fantastic journey, and we've been growing very, very fast. And we thought actually that we were growing very fast in the beginning of the 20, and just in this period, 2006 to 2013. But still, when we looked at ourselves, we realized that most people just think that this is an alternative to milk just because you have to. And we hadn't really communicated the enormous potential of plant-based milk. So that's what we realized in 2013. And we started a process of looking at how can we communicate this to a bigger audience. And that was a launch of the new Oatly and a new look of the company, and also a more clear strategy on what we can achieve. And after that, we have continued our development, and we're very proud that last year we became fossil-free in our production in Landskrona. And now we're going global with a brand and our portfolio. So we are focusing on launching and building plants around the world to achieve this. And our volume growth has, as you can see, it grew quite well there, but something happened here. So that was when we decided to go for, to present a bigger idea. Last year our turnover was 630 million Swedish crowns, and this year we expect we will be close to 1 billion. So we grow very, very fast, and we are now, this is already not updated, we're 260 people now globally, and we are in many countries, more than 20. We have a head office in Malmö, and we have production in several spots. The main spot is Landskrona. And we have owners, international owners, that invest in our global growth. Oh, sorry, and I want to focus on what really is the reason for our success so far. It is because we have this very, very clear purpose. We really feel that we can make a difference. We exist to make it easy for people to eat better and live healthier lives without recklessly taxing the planet's resources in the process. Our company is based on these values, and it's extremely important for us. Sustainability, nutritional health, and trust. We try to be as transparent company as we can, and if you see on our website, we tell very much details on our products and where we buy our ingredients from and our resources. And that's important for us. That's something that the whole food system and industry must be very transparent. And I think that's something I will come back to regarding AI. If we introduce new technologies, we have to be extremely transparent with people, so we build the trust. And sustainability was already, this is actually a picture that Richard Öster, who was one of the founders, presented to me when I started in the company in '99. So this is really a part of the idea already from the start, that it must be more resource efficient to go straight from the field to create a plant-based solution. So we made, for example, recently we made this life cycle assessment, and that's for two reasons. It's one of them is to see how can we improve, and the other is because we got a lot of questions. How much better is it than the cow's milk alternative? And green gas house emissions, as you see, when we first did it, before we got fossil free, we were 69% less climate greenhouse gas emissions than cow's milk. And when we lowered it with the fossil-free, we went down to 80% in that comparison. Land usage, you see the figures, and energy usage, much less. So you really make a difference if you shift to oat-based dairy products. So to conclude that, it's sustainable nutritional food. We mean there are co-benefits, and important for sustainable choice is good nutrition and low environmental impact. And just to show that a little bit, if you look at the Swedish consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, you see from the sources here that food is 33%, and of those, part, 75% is from meat and dairy consumption. So there is a lot that can be done, and that's why we believe it's right to say not milk. And of course, this is not something that Oatly, we're part of driving this change, of course, and we try to contribute, but it is really something that's very much happening all over the world, especially among the young. The young people drive change. They really, really realize what's happening, and they are very worried that older generation don't get it. They are very frustrated and worried and have lots of anxiety that we don't act enough. So that's what we need to do. If you look at Ungdomsbarometer's study in 2018, this year, every third person of the young people between 16 and 24 go vegetarian. And the reason is both environment, health, and animal rights. And young women drive this shift. So it's happening. It's not something that, it's not a trend, it's happening, and it's fantastic that it's happening. And LOHAS is also a wording that's sometimes used, lifestyle of health and sustainability. And the share of the Swedish population is increasing quite fast on this, and it's 40% of the Swedish adult population are making choices in their consumption with sustainability and health in their minds. There's been a big study and presented in Science that reducing food's environmental impacts through producers and consumers, that vegan diet is probably the single biggest way to reduce your impact on planet Earth. And this is the largest and most comprehensive study so far on this. And of course it was presented in different magazines, for example here in Independent. My message is not that everybody has to become vegans, but we have to eat more plant-based. We have to shift. And Foodtech, again, is something that can help that shift. In our innovation work, we have the mission that we will make this change easy. So we want to create sustainable, healthy, and tasty products that make it easy for people to switch over to a more plant-based diet. So we are a sustainable food tech company, and you can also see that in our investments in innovation, because traditionally food industry has a very low investment in innovation, but we invest 10 times that. And we have an in-house innovation team that's growing quite fast, but we also work very much with a wide external network of partners. We do understand that not all smart people work on Oatly. Not yet. We have 8 patents registered, and 13 clinical studies have been done during the years. And just our broad picture of the system, that we put a lot of research and oat expertise into our making our oat-based technology, which is a base for our product development. A lot of enzyme technology here, and we are also involved in a big research project called Scan Oats, where we look into every detail regarding oats to improve our processes. And then we use those oat bases in combining it to make the final products. And this is an example that this product, for example, it's not important that the consumers know that we have a lot of patents and research behind it. They should just think that our barista milk is the best milk, best barista milk ever, all categories. So that's our aim. And as I said, we work a lot with a lot of different partners and in universities And that's why I'm here, and we are very interested to find partners in developing the technology within AI and digital. So these are our solutions right now, and this is just also an example of making the shift easy. We just now launched 3 types of oat milk, lätt, mellan, and deluxe. So, so just to make, if you normally consume low-fat cow's milk, then you can switch to that one, or choose whatever you want. They all work in coffee. And we also try to make it easy for people to find our products. So we have on our website this Oat Finder, where all cafes that have our barista milk register. So wherever you are in the world, you can just look at that map and find the closest cafe. So this is Manhattan, and on every spot there you see the number of cafes in that area that have our products. And we are very, very widely spread over a lot of cities in the US now as well. And also in Shanghai and Hong Kong and Europe. That's our main areas. And since we are value-based and since we have a mission, we engage people engage with us and really want to share the movement and the mission, and they spread the word by becoming fascinated of how we communicate in our products and liking our products. So it's actually a community we're in, and this is just some examples. These are also some examples of how much engaged you can be, so you make things out of the packaging, which is nice. So I have to warn you though, because you can become, like me, completely brainwashed. No. Once you go oats, you never go back, because it's such a great solution. But what I like to emphasize here, because the theme of this workshop is Foodtech, I just want to come back to that. Why is it important and why are we here? We need change, it's urgent. And we need to change a more sustainable food system and a more sustainable consumption lifestyle. So we need, one part of the things we need to do is to shift to a more plant-based food. And sustainable food tech can really provide solutions that facilitate this change. So I think that we should focus our resources in sustainable food tech with all kinds of technology used that really, really make a difference for people and the planet, because we don't have much time to solve these issues. And also, if you really make a difference, that's when you succeed. Otherwise, it's not so interesting. So really make a difference. Let's focus on that.